Hi and welcome back to Mentally Yours, a podcast presented by Mahfouz by Simran, co-presented by EDUTHON. Joining today is an architect for change in the educational landscape, a woman who has redefined what it means to lead with a vision and heart. She has been doing this for over 3 decades now. She has not just curated norms for the school, but she has actually created an ecosystem where emotional intelligence can thrive alongside academic excellence. So please welcome Mrs. Vandana Saxena, Principal of Learning Path School, Mohali. So tell me, ma'am, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderfully well, as always.
Really glad to see you. I really like what you're wearing. Very vibrant, very colorful, giving really positive vibes.
Thank you. You're so kind, Simran. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So tell me, how does your day usually looks like and how is it going today?
The day usually looks like very, very busy.
Of course.
Very, very rewarding. Every day there is a new learning. And I begin the day early in the morning at 5:30 in the morning. 6 to 7 is meditation. From 7 to 7:30, I dress up, don my principal attire. I eat a big breakfast after that. And 8 o'clock, I report in school. And from there, it's on the roll. Today is a little different because we're in the middle of the summer break. But yes, it's a reflective mode because I'm here with you today. It's a time for me to think and review what I've been doing for the past 34 years. Yeah.
Absolutely. Really good to know. So I think I wanted to put this up in the introduction as well. But I thought, why not bring this up in the conversation that, you have this channel called Parenting Ki Pathshala. So where did this idea come from? Because not a lot of school leaders are into content creation, and I mean, if they are, I'm not sure if they're really good at this and they have been able to do it for so long. So how did this idea stuck by?
It's a long story.
Would love to know.
But yeah, an interesting one. So I've been an educator for past 34 years. And I have first-hand experience of working with children from all walks of life. And my mission has been to fight and remove barriers to learning for children. Now, in this process, I have an experience of being in the classrooms, being in leadership roles. And one such experience which was very, very enriching for me was when I was leading a school for the underprivileged.
Oh.
So I had an experience of working with children and getting to know a better understanding of barriers to learning rooted in their genetic, social, and emotional setup. Now from there came in this drive that I'm going to fight all these barriers.
Yes.
So what is it, something extra that I will do for the children that will help me overcome these barriers and bridge the gaps?
Actually.
And build bridges and systems which are sustainable to help them thrive, to help them actually believe that I am enough. So the missing link was parental support.
Absolutely.
I wanted to reach out to parents. I wanted to meet them very often. Now, what happens in the school system, there's so much that we are doing. And the parents' life itself is very busy. The new age parents today, they barely have time for anything. So meeting and reaching to the parents was not easy. Initially, I tried the parenting school initiative through schools itself. But the number of parents I was meeting was not enough. I wanted to have a wider area of influence. And during COVID, we all went online.
Absolutely.
So I somehow felt, why not switch to the online mode?
Absolutely.
And that's how Parenting Ki Pathshala was born. From the parenting school to Parenting Ki Pathshala. Yes, that's the word.
That's one journey you took, right?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
So I think parenting is one such topic that whenever we talk about mental health and children, this is one aspect that we always neglect, and this is the root cause probably, right? Because we always say in psychology or in counseling that the parents' love can heal it all, and it can actually deteriorate the child as well. So what do you think is one major challenge that we are facing in today's generation in terms of parenting?
So just like it's new age education, new age children, we also have to be new age parents. Okay. Now, the parents today have to be wired differently. Now, who is going to rewire the parents? Because parents have come through a very traditional system of parenting in their own times. So, how are they going to get rewired, and what is this rewiring about? Okay. So the rewiring, of course, is related to the new education system, the new global trends, the influences on the children today are very different.
Absolutely.
Right? The times are different. Hence, children are different. Hence, challenges that the children face are very different. So no longer can the parenting model be driven only through traditional models.
Absolutely.
Right? While parents can be guided through the wisdom that came to them through the traditional value system and traditional model of parenting that they experienced. But today's parents have to be aware of the new influences on the children.
Absolutely.
Yes. The way technology is being used, it's a reality.
Makes so much sense.
It's reality, and it's getting better day by day. So the influence on the children's mind has happened, right? There is peer pressure of a different kind. There is a very big pressure on children to look Insta aesthetic.
Absolutely.
These are real pressures on children today, right? And at the same time, they have access to technology, so they're studying in a different way.
So
and it brings with it a new set of challenges. And parents have to be aware about it. So they have to educate themselves. And once they educate themselves, they have to redefine the way they are going to parent their kids.
Yes.
It's no longer rules and disciplines which can govern our parenting style. There is a new model that evolves. And that one big challenge that children have today is the mental health. And I would actually say it's not only technology which is responsible for it. The second part of it is that as parents, we have somehow not been able to understand and groom ourselves in a better way to connect with them. So two challenges children face. Mental health, of course, because of use of technology, and they don't know how to manage it. And second reason for the mental health the way it is today is because children are feeling that disconnect from the parents.
Absolutely. I think in previous times, the generational gap used to be for 10 years, 20 years, 15 years. Now it's every 2 years. I would feel generation gap with my, with my siblings as well, because it's something different going all together. And I would want to ask that with this topic, how do you feel about the transgenerational trauma being passed on to children? Parents have a different set of rules, a particular way that they want to do things, and because they have been doing things certain way, they want to carry it forward.
Yeah, it's a good question, Simran. If you think about it, the foundation of parenting has not changed. Children then wanted their parents to be emotionally available for them.
Yes.
They wanted love.
Yes.
They wanted to be seen, heard, and valued.
Yes.
Children today also want the same thing. Emotionally available parents.
Yes.
Okay. But with that, children today also want parents to be aware. They want their parents to be also digitally literate. They want it actually.
Absolutely.
They want their parents to know what are the latest trends. Right? So for parents to change is very important, because once they're aware, and when you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
So the trauma that's being inflicted on both the generations is the loss of connect between the two. The loss of emotional connect between the children on the one side and parents on the other side. Now, to build bridges, awareness will actually form a very important role. Now, with awareness, also there is another element which comes in. In the past, parents were perceived as being perfect.
Absolutely, like the God figure. Yeah.
They did nothing wrong and they knew it all. Now, but honestly, parents are also evolving, hence they cannot know it all.
Absolutely.
So it's all right for parents to have conversations with their children and say that I don't know about this.
And of course,
I
then
don't know. So vulnerability is
exactly
something parents
and
can
scope
express.
for forgiveness. You know, they can make mistakes
yes,
too.
Yes, I want to do it.
Yes.
But I don't know how to do it.
Yes.
So let's work at it together.
Makes things
Let's
so much
work
easier.
at it together.
Yes.
And again, as parents, I would say that it's not essential that when you're working at it together, you have to 100% agree with what the children are saying.
Absolutely.
Because as parents, we have a role to play, which is setting things right to wrong. It's a job role, right? But the thing is that unless we talk to them, we don't know what's their worldview.
Yes.
And in their worldview and in the trends that are shaping their mind, there may be a couple of trends that you feel they are right. You can agree with that. With the others, you can disagree, but you must strike an open communication. And that's where the emotional bonding will come in. And trauma will no longer be felt or passed on.
Makes so much sense. Yes. If parents are watching this, they'll learn a lot from this. And we have talked about the challenges, we have talked about the transgenerational trauma. What one advice, or what a few set of advices that you would like to give that you have learned in your journey of curating the content for Parenting Ki Pathshala?
I think, there's been a lot of learning. The one learning that I've had while creating content for Parenting Ki Pathshala is to step down from the jargon and speak simple, easy, and handy, and fun-filled, and doable things for parents. I would say the parenting mistakes that we have been making over the years is my learning.
Did these come from your personal experience too?
Yes, very much, because I'm a mother to 2 daughters.
Amazing.
And my daughters have been speaking to me about some parenting mistakes that I have made. So let me talk about 2 parenting mistakes.
Yes,
I have a whole list, but I'll talk about 2 parenting mistakes. In today's day and age, marks do not drive performance.
Absolutely.
Hence, please do not compare your children with his neighbor. Hear your child's performance, celebrate, allow him to celebrate. Don't just dwell on the failure and constantly correct the child, because that is nagging, right? That is one learning.
That doesn't give space also for the child to express.
Correct.
Very rightly said, yes.
Correct. And the second thing is that please equip yourself to talk about opposite sex relationship with your children.
I am glad you said this. I'm really glad you said this, because this needs to come out, and we just keep this, keep shunning away this topic.
Yes. So, equip yourself to talk about dating.
Yes.
About breakups. And yes, even beyond that.
At least
yourself, learn to do it. It's not easy.
Absolutely.
But learn.
The bare minimum is to, accept that your child could have, feelings for the opposite sex. A lot of, I think 50% of the parents are not able to, go beyond this state only, which is totally understandable. But, if you are not able to keep up with today's generation or challenges, it's very difficult to go beyond, what the children are facing. True. Very, very appropriately articulated, ma'am. Very well. And now that we're talking about parenting, do you think there are still some ways where we are lacking in the school setup? Because when I was in a school, what major challenge I faced was that parents were not ready to accept, what their child was going through. And it's very important that they accept for them to make a difference or to make a change or to take an action. What challenge do you think you are facing in the school with the parents? It could be in terms of mental health, it could be in terms of the topics that you have shared now, anything that you would like to share with us.
So the challenge that we face in the school with the parents, and it's very important in today's time, is that there has to be a stronger connect between the parent, the student, and the teacher.
Absolutely, yes.
So it's a triology, it's a triangle, like I always say. It's a triology. So you have the parent and you have the teacher. They're both parenting, they both are in parenting roles. And the top of the triangle is the student. Now, here's something that I have discovered. Students are at the top of the pyramid. Now, by being at the top of the pyramid, the parent and the teacher has to evoke a sense of responsibility in the child. Nowhere should it be communicated to the child that as parents, we are responsible for your growth, for your personal journey, neither for the parents nor the teacher. The child must assume responsibility for their own personal growth and journey.
Absolutely.
And build on their aspirations. The parent and the teacher, we are both supporting the child to elevate him and him or her and help them get where they want to. So evoking a sense of responsibility in children is a big challenge today.
Absolutely.
And for that, it's no longer that the teachers can do it alone or the parents can do it alone. We have to align together, be stronger connected to each other, and the same message will automatically go to the child, and the child will understand through repetition that he or she is the responsible one.
Actually, of course, it's a collaborative effort. It's not something that because usually parents feel like it's the school's responsibility, and school feels like the parents also should be doing some work. So, effective communication and collaboration and building this bond, building up the child together is something that is going to, get us at the right spot. Perfectly said, ma'am. And now that we're talking about the school as well, you have set up many, counseling cells in different schools. How do one actually, let's say a school, they want to go ahead and start a counseling cell, but they're unaware. What's one thing that you would tell them to do from scratch? How do they start with this?
Okay. So, currently I'm working at Learning Path School. I'm the principal over here, and it's a very, very dynamic and a future-focused school.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, it's a very, very fast-paced environment where systems are in place and things. We run like a well-oiled machinery, and we are constantly on the roll. And there are multiple things we are managing and blending them in together so that the children can be the best version of themselves. Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. No matter how many things you do, the counseling cell is that missing link which will create a better bonding and better efficiency to whatever we are doing.
Understand.
And in building up systems, because the counseling cell is the glue.
I think this is the appropriate answer to what people usually say that, we don't really need a counselor. If you are a counselor, you need to do other jobs as well. I think this is the appropriate answer to that.
Yes. So, and it's common knowledge that counseling is not about not advising the child, not guiding the child. Counseling is about helping the child know what's within them.
Yes.
Right? So that understanding, first begin with that understanding, right? And also for schools, of course, if you have a counselor, you have a special educator, it's mandated by CBSE to have a counselor and a special educator in the school. Let them do their job. Do not pull them into the regular humdrum of school activity.
Yes.
Because their job is to support, and even to support you need time and space.
Absolutely.
So have the counselor, have the special educator. Then beyond that, you have to also build a team of teacher educators within school. Which means that you will have to allow the counselor and special educator to spread awareness and train teachers
Yes.
about what is counseling, what are certain myths related to counseling, and how counseling works on the back end as a support. Because this kind of an understanding between the academic staff and other staff with the counselors, that bonding will help both sides understand that we are supporting each other. So allow them to train them, spread awareness about it, then set systems for them in place. They do need a space. Counseling cells need a proper different kind of a space they need, which is very, very private. The vibe of the place has to be looked into. It has to be a place where children feel comfortable walking up and sitting down and bearing themselves.
Yes.
Beyond that, build systems with the counseling cell, systems of proper documentation.
Yes.
They have to be very professional about it. The counselors and special educators have to be empowered, and legalities of the matter have to be taken care of. Because here we are dealing with lives of children.
Yes.
And the law with POCSO, child safety guidelines, schools, all of us have guidance towards that.
Absolutely.
So the counselors and teachers have to be aware about these things. So within this time frame, the bonding, the awareness, there have to be systems in place.
Absolutely.
Now, communicating systems of the counseling cell cannot be done in a very direct way. Because teachers who are directly teaching the children believe that they are doing their best. And they are. Believe me, they're really working hard.
Yes.
So counseling has to be communicated in a way that it is not felt like an interference, but it is a support.
Yes, please,
and
please.
Academic teachers to understand that how is it going to support them? How is it that counseling is going to help them deliver better academic results?
Absolutely.
How is counseling going to help them better manage their classrooms?
Exactly.
So those are small things which have to be communicated through training, through conversations, through systems, through professional documentation. Yeah.
I think I asked you one question and I got answers for so many. This was such a holistic answer as to how to set up a counseling cell, what all needs to be there, and it's not something that's interfering. It's a support. Very, very rightly said, ma'am. It's totally a support. And what would you like to share with the leaders of different schools who think that counseling is something that can be neglected, but giving them some anecdotes as well that you have used in the Learning Path School here?
Okay, so yeah, as school leaders, we are always looking to help children improve their performance. We are output driven. We have systems in place. Some of them may be traditional, some of them may be a modern.
Yes.
They will be led by modern ideology. So there's a blend of things that we are doing. And again, like I say, we are constantly on the roll. To school leaders, if you want to improve your output, if you want to help your children do better, counseling could be that missing link. Supposing you're doing everything and you feel that you haven't been able to create a change in the output, even there is no change in numbers, counseling could be the missing link for you.
Absolutely.
And to help handle the real challenge that children are facing today, and as school leaders, we are subjected to it day in and day out, and that is mental health, problems that the children today are facing, and also parents are facing. counseling is the support system there.
Absolutely.
Because handling mental health is a professional, it's a professional, it has to be handled in a professional way.
Perfectly.
Mental health cases have risen immensely. It cannot be done purely on an advice basis. Hence, you need the counseling cell to improve cultures, create cultures of mutual respect and understanding, where there's less bullying,
Yes.
where each child feels empowered.
Absolutely.
So, school leaders, whether we come from old school thought or the new modern ideology, following progressive pedagogies, counseling systems are the glue.
Absolutely.
Like I said earlier.
Yes.
Try it and you'll find amazing results.
It was really insightful, ma'am. And any anecdote that you would like to share that you have implemented in the school, curated for children, and you saw the results coming, and if you would like to share with the school leaders and if they can also implement.
Okay. Yeah, there are many things because in Learning Path School, we have an idea. We talk about the idea, create a system about the ideas, and we are supported with resources immediately.
I think that is where a lot of organizations lack. They have the creativity, they have the concept, but they don't have the resources. So really appreciate the management for this.
Yes, true that. So one such idea that we had was that reach out to the children's well-being by taking care of teachers' well-being.
Wow.
Okay. Now, if you think about it, in the entire year, there are 2 months when teachers are extremely stressed out. And those 2 months are the most crucial months for children's performance.
The examination time.
Exactly,
Yes.
you nailed it. So, over the years, I noticed that during the examination month, teachers, the mood is different. They're very focused, finishing one task, doing the next task. The way everybody is walking in the corridors is different. And the whole energy of the school changes at that time. And the way we even talk to each other, where the result discussions are being carried forward as from the principal to the teachers to the question papers, that energy is very highly strung.
Yes.
And
Totally relatable.
Maximum number of teachers, they develop things like spondylosis, backache, sleeplessness during those 2 months. So we thought, why not redefine these 2 months? So let's talk about teacher well-being during these 2 months. So initially I was like, what is teacher well-being during examination month? Where is the time?
Exactly.
I mean, we are barely able to accomplish what we want to do. So where is the time? How are you going to fit in the time into that examination month? It's only 30 days.
Yes.
And in the past, we were actually doing close to 45 days to sum up the entire examination schedule. So I said, okay, we sat down together and we looked at the days, and we found that, you see, as teachers, we are experts at setting timetables in school.
Absolutely.
So then we created a timetable for the exam month.
Oh.
Now, in that timetable, there was a spot for group chanting of teachers together. Entire primary wing, senior, secondary wing, sitting down and praying and chanting early in the morning. There was time for team celebrations. There was time for dancing sessions. There was time for art therapy.
Wow.
There was one well-being session that is conducted every day. And this well-being timetable is also created by the exam department.
Amazing.
So what happens is that if you look at the examination month, we find that there are certain days when children are not there in school. Right?
Yes.
That is the time that we can use.
Absolutely.
And we have all of 8 hours. And if we assemble together and chant for 15 minutes in the morning as a team together, and you create routines around it.
Absolutely.
In the beginning, what will happen is that maybe the entire team may not join and make it a voluntary exercise. But over a period of time, we found that the numbers increased. Now we don't have to say anything. We say chanting in the morning and everybody automatically knows that we assemble in the music room at 8 a.m. From 8 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. We are sitting down together, meditating, chanting and praying. Or it also comes as a surprise element from teachers. So supposing the exam department of the primary wing celebrated, the team celebration was arranged. It was a Qawwali hour.
Oh, wow. That is something very new,
1
I would
hour
say.
during those days. It was a Qawwali hour. So the senior wing is designing an activity where the teachers sit down and either they're dancing or there's art therapy taken by our own art teacher, or there are yoga sessions. We have a yoga teacher in school. Yoga teacher guiding us through meditation and yoga sessions.
Very cathartic experiences.
It is absolutely, and you wouldn't believe it, we were surprised ourselves to see and learn that we were able to wind up the exam month 10 days before time.
Wow.
So teachers are now actually looking forward to the exam month.
And very enthusiastic about it instead of, neglecting or avoiding being in the school and avoiding the examination time. That is, very fresh approach, I would say, and very out of the box thinking. So really amazing, ma'am. I think you are this perfect package of wisdom with, fresh and out of the box thinking. Amazing. And now that we are moving towards, fresh perspective, I would like to talk about EDUTHON. And this year's concept for EDUTHON is AI meets humanity. And in the school and with parenting also, there are a lot of challenges when we face, the school setup, the school norms. You have to be a certain way, but you have to introduce AI as well. What's your take on this?
I think whenever I hear this word EDUTHON, it's like a marathon of education.
Oh my God, yes.
That's the feeling that I get from within.
Yes.
A marathon of educators. Now, EDUTHON is an event where many thought leaders sit down and brainstorm and talk about ideas, and we gain fresh perspectives, we learn from each other. And the topic that is chosen every year is always one that is the need of the hour.
Yes.
So last year it could have been just AI being used in education. Now it's a blend of AI with humanity. So that's the need of the hour.
Absolutely.
So the challenges in education today already and in the very near future is going to be related to the use of AI.
Absolutely.
Right? So if we do not step up our humanity quotient as much as the AI skill,
yes,
we are going to be in trouble. So it's a perfect reference. It's like balancing out both the worlds. And the theme this year for EDUTHON is I think just perfect.
Yes, absolutely. I think this is what I think a lot of school leaders would be, dealing with, that this is some challenge that they have faced.
Correct.
And they want to get more advocacy about it, more conversations on this in terms of acceptance for AI, and then how to manage it, as you rightly said. So
True.
Very, very perfectly said, ma'am. And I have a very interesting question for you. You talk on your channel, Parenting Ki Pathshala. What if we were to keep Parenting Ki Pathshala as a segment on EDUTHON? What topic would you pick there?
That's an interesting question. Well, it's an interesting, very, very interesting collaboration.
Yes.
EDUTHON and Parenting Ki Pathshala.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's time that parents are not going to like me for it, but I'm still going to say it.
Please go ahead.
It's time that we, as educators, start thinking of parenting schools.
Oh, yes.
In Finland, when a new child is born, there is an initiative from the government side that the parents have to be educated about parenting.
Very on point.
So I think EDUTHON can really contribute and help.
Absolutely.
If we can take up, maybe we can have a conference where we have, maybe if we have a marathon, parentathon.
We have got a new name for a
From
segment.
EDUTHON
Yes.
to PRINITi-thon.
Yes, we can.
So where we can have
Totally,
parents from
yes.
all walks of life, where
Yes.
we sit down, brainstorm together, because parents do know it all.
Yes.
It's just that we need to have more conversations around it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one takeaway you would like to share from, previous year's Eduthon that, really stuck by, resonated with you? Any keynote?
So I was there for EDUTHON 4.0, and there was discussion about socio-emotional learning over there.
I think very important. Yes.
So there was discussion about socio-emotional learning there, and in today's context, socio-emotional learning is as important, or even I would say that even sometimes more important than having systems for academics.
Absolutely.
So after I attended EDUTHON 4.0, now in the next year we implemented a full school program and drive towards socio-emotional learning program. So I learned that from there.
I think Eduthon that way is taking a good lead, that we are coming up with new topics every time, and something important is being shared with the educators that they're actually able to use, as you said. So that was really insightful, ma'am. A lot of conversations around mental health, and what I love the most is that you're not reluctant on accepting the new strategies. As I said, you are a full package wisdom with out of box thinking. I'm sure to all of those who are listening, the anecdotes ma'am has shared, and the parenting tips, how to set up a counseling cell. I think this podcast is something that, it gives something for all of us, for the children, for the parents, for the school leaders, and anybody, who wants to make a change in the children's life, right? So thank you so much, ma'am. It was really informative, and I really like how the conversation went, from being really formal to then giving a lot of anecdotes. And, at the end, I feel, I have this connection with you. So it was really wholesome. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next episode of Mentally Yours. Presented by Mahfoos by Simran, co-presented by Eduthon. Till then, take care of your mental health the way you take care of your physical health. See ya.